morning, everyone. So today we're going to be doing something a little more peaceful. Summer is all about bright colors and making things pop, but when you're wearing a really colorful and bright shirt like I am today, having a more peaceful look can be really helpful. So I'm going to do just an everyday look for you today, and I'm going to be using the Naked3 palette, and we'll be using the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated Trio. We'll also be using the Perversion line in waterproof, so we'll be using the liner pen, and we'll be using the mascara. And for an additional illumination, I like using the Estee Lauder Pure Color Sculpting Blush Palette, and I like using their Illuminator in here. It's a little bit lighter and a little bit more peachy than Urban Decay's. And then you also have a nice sculpting bronzer in here if you like to kind of shape a little more on the sides of your face. So we'll do that a little bit later, but let's go ahead and get started with the eyes. We do have a nice dual-ended brush in this kit, so I like using this brush that's already here. Now, some of you that have watched my tutorials have asked about cleaning my brushes. I just have a tissue here, and just both sides before I use any brush, front and back, just moving nicely and gently. I'll do a video about how I clean my brushes. Most makeup artists will tell you to either use a brush shampoo or to use soap and water. I have a trick that I like to use with brushes that have a little more caked on. I'll show you one that I haven't cleaned in a little while, but like this guy that has a little bit of foundation or like eyeshadow primer on it. I'll show you a way to get that off. I just use a little bit of extra hot water, and I use a liquid waterproof makeup remover to get that off. So I'll post that video for you later, and we'll talk about how to clean brushes properly, because if you don't and you don't care for your brushes, they're not going to be able to take care of your face, and if you don't clean them regularly, they could be holding bacteria that are not good for you. So please make sure you clean your makeup brushes. Look for that video later. It's important because they do go on your face. We're going to start with Strange in this palette for our brow line here. And just right underneath the brow. If you want something a little darker, you could also go with Limit or Nooner, and I'll show you guys those colors here in just a moment. I like to make sure that all of you watching, if you have skin tones that you want to match, that I give you options, because I know not everybody's pasty white girl like me, and I want to make sure that you know the options that might be good for your skin in the palettes that we have. So Limit is here. This is one that you've seen me use before. This is really nice. It has pink undertones. Be great for a warmer skin tone. Any with yellow undertones would be a great choice. Nooner is also a really good one for darker skin tones. If you have nice warm browns in your skin, this is a great one because it'll help those darker tones pop, and it'll really give you that nice pinky shade that we're going for. I really like this palette because it has pinks, golds, and it also has some silvers in it. That's why you'll see me use this one a lot. And some of these are available in individuals, so definitely worth getting. But having one of the Naked palettes on hand is always a good thing, because then you have base colors to blend with. Next, we're going to go ahead and go for Limit. So if you use this one as your foundation, I would use Nooner in your crease. But always go one of the matte shades darker on your crease than what you're doing on your brow bone. So if you used Strange, go ahead and use Limit. If you used Limit, go ahead and use Nooner. And if you used Nooner, go ahead and use Factory. Will give you a nice contrast, and it'll be that kind of darker crease that we're looking for. There are always ways to change these makeup looks up for the shade that you're looking for that day. If you're wanting something different to match a different tone that you're wearing, or you're wanting to accent a piece of jewelry you're wearing, definitely take the colors in the palette that you have or the pans that you have and use them to your advantage. Now, as we can see, I have creams and pinks in what I'm wearing today, so I'm going to go ahead and use Buzz. Now, this color right here, this guy, is great for any skin tone. I have seen folks use this on darker skin tones. I've seen it be used with lighter skin tones. I've seen it be used anywhere in between, and this is one of those just lovely pops of color that goes with every skin tone. It will pop better with a primer, so definitely make sure you prime before you use it. But this is one of those just lovely glows that can go with any skin tone and with really any look. I like using this one as a lid accent, especially when I'm doing just more of an everyday look. So again, with our sparkle shadows, we push and move, and that way we don't have it getting down onto our cheeks or our under lash line in case you're going to line down there. Or if you're like me and you have a 5-year-old in the house, you're definitely going to use some under eye concealer, get rid of those dark circles. So make sure that you get your pink in there. There we go. And just a nice little sparkle there. And then I'm going to go ahead and line. I always like to line first before I do anything on my under eyes or do my mascara. Reason being, if you're using a liquid liner or if you're not as steady, there's definitely an opportunity for messing up. So make sure that, as you can see, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, right? Even us makeup artists who have been doing it for a while. So just go slowly and operate in the spirit of forgiveness, because even if you do mess up, there is always a way to adjust it into something beautiful. And we're going to get both eyes. It's always tempting to turn it around and try to go the other way, especially when you're right-handed. But if you can do both eyes this way and get used to mastering one hand, it will save you in the long run, especially with liquid liner. There we go, nice and even. Make sure you check for any spots that you didn't get. If you didn't, just go back over. This pen is particularly nice because if I have little areas that I didn't get, I just give them a nice gentle dab and it fills right in, which is lovely. And as you can tell, sometimes when you're doing liquid liner, you have a little bit get excited and want to come down and join you. So I'm just going to take my lid color and I'm just going to pop that right on top. That does happen occasionally when you liquid line, so if that does happen, don't hesitate to take your shadow and just adjust. And we're using the Perversion mascara in waterproof. Again, we always want to push at the bottom of our lashes and wiggle them apart because sometimes they like to stick together, especially if we're a little sleepy in the morning. So, push at the bottom and wiggle. Separate those lashes so that you get that big, beautiful, bold eye. There we are. Alright, we're going to go ahead and illuminate really quickly. And now I'm going to layer my pigment today, so I'm going to go ahead and use Twilight from the Illuminated trio. And I'm going to use that right on the apple of my cheek. And then my lighter tone, in my brush of course. And then Estee Lauder in shade 27 will be layered right on top underneath my eye. There we are. Have a great day, folks.